Alrighty, what's going on, guys? It is Killadrone, and welcome back to the Killadrone channel. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a bit of a different Satisfactory video here today. Today, we are going to cover some speculation that I have looking over each and every frame of the entire trailer. Now, this is going to be a lot of speculation on my part, and also is going to be a much longer form video than you guys have seen me so far of my coverage. So it's going to kind of be laid back, but I'm going to take you guys through every single frame here, and we're going to kind of start a conversation here. What could this be? And I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below as well. So, first and foremost, I am using Premiere Pro. That way we can actually go frame by frame if we need to. And let's go ahead and get started. So this is where the trailer starts. And we're just going to scroll forward here. A lot of this is to do with the conveyor belts. Now, the conveyor belts do point the direction that they are moving. So as you can see here, the conveyor belt is kind of got this arrow. And that's what way the conveyor belt is going to move. So as you see here, as we step forward in the frames, the entire conveyor belts are going to move in the direction that those arrows are pointing. And it's the same thing for all of these conveyor belts. Depending on which way the arrow is pointing, depends on which way the track is actually going to move. All right, let's go ahead and step back a few frames here. You can also see that the biomes are changing underneath the conveyor belt. So here it looks like we have some type of desert. If we step forward a little bit, we have what looks like to be a beach almost, but over here, kind of toward this edge here, it looks like some shrubbery with like an orange type of dirt. I'm not entirely sure what that could be. I'm thinking maybe like some berry bushes, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But I just don't know what this type of biome could be. And maybe it's just what color the normal dirt is. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's step forward a little bit further. As you can see, looks like we do have multiple levels for the conveyor belts. As you can see here as well, this conveyor belt goes above these two. I don't know if this one is under this one or not. Or maybe they merged together. I can't really tell from this, but yeah, this one's definitely on a different level than the other two. All right, skipping forward just a little bit. Let's go ahead and move past this. Okay, so I think we have our first mechanism here for the conveyor belts. Now, this looks like to me is going to be some type of sorting machine or maybe like a splitter. Maybe what will happen here is we'll bring in one certain type of item like, I don't know, logs or maybe iron, and it'll be split amongst here. Or maybe we can send in a bunch of different types of items and this machine will sort it. So maybe if we send in iron, wood, and I don't know, screws. I don't know, I'm just picking random items here. Maybe iron will go up this way, the wood will go up this way, and screws will go up this way. That may be what's going on here, but I'm not entirely certain. So let's continue on here. There's also another machine over here, but I can't tell. I see that there's like, it looks like 3 ends because there's yellow indicators. So, man, I'm not entirely sure what this could be. I can't see the rest of the system to really be able to tell. All right, let's go ahead and step forward a little more. As you can see here, there is a shadow that's coming across the screen. And to be honest with you, it kind of looks like some type of bird, maybe a manta ray looking bird. And it's also going to come into focus here, kind of. Now, what it looks to me like, and I know it's very, very blurry, but I think that this is a creature. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a flying creature of some sort. Looks like it has like some antennas on it maybe, and this looks like these orange regions are going to be eyeballs. Now, I'm not 100% certain on this, but it looks like this is kind of some sort of insect body. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below though, because that's kind of what I've been leaning toward every time that I see this. And plus, because of this shadow here, right through there, it kind of looks like a mouth. So that's what I'm going to say it is. I'm going to say it is some type of flying creature. Now, I don't know that. That's not confirmed, but kind of a little bit of speculation there. Okay, so we're working for the company Fix It. This looks to be, again, some type of beach setting. Once again, we see a little bit of the orange dirt here. Maybe this is like a beach biome, maybe? I don't know. These leaves are either dying or maybe they just look like that. Not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and step through a little bit more, see if we see anything here. No, not seeing anything of too importance. Also, we do have the scanner here, but we've already seen and talked about the scanner before. A lot of the plants in the trailer, all of them look very different. I don't know if we're going to be able to get different items from each plant. That could be something cool that I would like to see. Like certain plants will give you, I don't know, I'll take it back to Ark. Certain plants will give you fiber and certain plants will give you like a thatch. That could be really cool. Don't know if they're going to do that, but just something that I've been thinking about. Different plants, bushes, trees give you different types of items. Let's go ahead and step through here as well. Okay. Going on through. Okay, now we have another change of biome. And this seems to be just like a luxurious biome. I don't know what to tell. Kind of like a grassland is what it looks like. And you can see a waterfall back here. So I'm assuming that we're going to have some really, really pretty landscapes to build around. This, it looks like you might be able to build on top of it. It looks like kind of like a plateau. Really like that. Let's go ahead and step through here, see if we can find anything else in these trailers. This looks to be... Let's go ahead and step back. Okay, this looks to be a broken piece of machinery. Now, we already know from the Facebook interview with PC Gamer that none of our machines have a durability and they're not supposed to break. So what is this doing here in the desert? Is there going to be random pieces of just shrapnel lying around the world that we can, you know, go up and pick up parts out of? I'm not sure, but I do find that this scene is a little bit peculiar because none of our machines are supposed to break. Or maybe some machines will break if we treat them bad. So maybe this was like a cart of some sort, like one of our vehicles, and we broke our vehicle. Not entirely sure, but I'm going to lean toward this is just scrap that's laying around that we can kind of get some materials from. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Also, I don't know what these things are. It looks like just part of the landscape. Maybe it's a bone, maybe of like a big creature. Not entirely sure. But yeah, I think that both of these, or all three of these tendril-looking things, are kind of interesting looking, to say the least. All right, next up, this scene is kind of important because we get a look at another creature here. Let's go ahead and step right here. You can see we have what looks like to be some type of hummingbird creature. It is flying, or maybe it is just gliding down. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like it's just kind of floating almost. And also, if you look way in the back there, you can see that there is a big creature that is moving along. I'm thinking this is some type of elephant, like a really big behemoth creature. Maybe something that we can carry around materials with. Not entirely sure if they're wanting to go with the whole being able to treat elephants as cargo running machines. I don't know, but there's definitely something moving back here that is very big in this general area. So let's go ahead and step forward. Next up, we have this creature that looks like part spider, part plant, and we get no information out of this guy. Literally, this guy, we walk up to it, and he just kind of stands up. And that's it. That's all we know. A little bit about the landscape, though. It looks like maybe a mystical forest or a swamp biome. Kind of looks like a coral reef, to be honest with you. And you get some of that feeling from like it looks like a little beautiful colory plant over here, as well as what looks to be like coral stitched together. I think that this entire environment here was definitely based upon a coral reef, most definitely. All right, so let's go ahead and let's skip forward. Here is our only hostile creature that we know of, and this guy looks like a rhino, and you can see him charging at our character here. We also know this is the only hostile creature that we know of right now. because we found the screenshot in the press kit that says combat and you're aiming a rebar gun at this guy. Plus, he does look kind of intimidating. All right, moving on, we have what looks to be a switch of some sort. It looks like a mechanism that scans the ground, and I'm assuming that this guy is going to point out resources that are in the area and maybe treasure as well. However, they did already say that the scanner was supposed to do treasures. So maybe this guy like scans the ground and sees if there's different types of ores there or things that you can pick up along the surface. That's kind of what I'm thinking this guy does, but I'm not entirely sure. Also, we'll see this guy use later to build everything in the trailer as well. So just keep that guy in mind. Next up, we have what looks like to be the drill. And we can also see what iron ore looks like in this part too. So as you can see, there's different colored to the rocks. So it is an ore vein. And what this guy does is he places down the miner that we've already talked about in a previous video and starts drilling. So I think it's going to be pretty easy to tell what the ores are in the game. I think that they've made it pretty obvious. Maybe some modders will make this glow as well so you can find it even easier. I don't know. That's if we have mod support. They haven't confirmed that yet or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on through this. See if we find anything else. This looks like, to me at least, this stuff looks like a clay. Now, some people are saying that this is ores, and I can see where they're getting that from, like, the vein-looking stuff that's in it. But to me, it looks like pasty, like a clay. Now, I could be 100% wrong in that, but I don't know. Could be our first bits of iron ore we just have to pick up, or maybe this is clay in order to build walls or something like that. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. We have some bushes here. We're able to collect bushes. We don't really see in the inventory what we're collecting, and I do have kind of a problem with that. I would like to see an indicator of some sort of like what we're getting, what are we picking up, and maybe they just took it out of the trailer, but in game I want to know what items I'm collecting, you know, and maybe I'm just spoiled to Ark in that regard. Anyway, we can tell maybe we're getting some berries here. Maybe we're getting like some plant fibers in order to make items with. Not entirely sure, but we are able to at least change the landscape of trees and plants around us. But as far as terraforming the earth, we still don't know, other than drilling, obviously. All right, let's go ahead and let's step forward a little bit more. We're going to see this same gadget here. He's going to do a little wrist flip, and now he is going to use this to build this, it's kind of like a work table, a workbench. I don't know how many of you guys play Ark, but basically, in order to make any of the advanced items, you're going to have a workbench and then eventually a fabricator. This looks like your starter workbench that you're going to make. And we're going to use this item again, and as we click the button here, you'll see items fly out from the sides of the screen in order to start making up this thing that he just confirmed. Now, where these items are flying from, I'm not entirely sure. I would imagine they're flying out of your inventory, though. I doubt that they're going to have a global inventory system that is going to be able to be pulled from with this gadget. Maybe, but I would assume, like most games, everything that you need to build stuff is going to have to be in your inventory. Could be 100% wrong on that, though. All right, let's go ahead and step through a little bit more. You can see that this guy is being built. Okay, and then once we get to, let's see, step forward, step forward. See, this is how we can go frame by frame. It's really nice. Okay, so there is the work table completed, and you can see us standing, or your character standing as a silhouette over here. So, what does this work table do? Well, this looks like some pistons on the back, so it must have some type of machinery to it. Maybe a small generator in order to power like the lights and stuff. That's what I would assume. But this work table, I'm assuming, is going to be able to craft the next tier item. So you're probably going to be able to craft like some basic stuff, maybe, I don't know, a pickaxe or something like that in your inventory. But anything that's more advanced, any of your tools that are electric, you're probably going to have to make here at this work table. So let's go ahead and step through, and you can see that this guy is working, and he makes a rebar gun. Now, let's go ahead and step through even further. What is this thing? I have been questioning this since the game started. Since I first saw this trailer, I have no clue what this item is. To me, and this is just my thoughts, it looks like a light of some sort. It looks like maybe you're going to be able to place down like some pathway lights, but it could have a better use than that. I don't know. It's such a weird looking object. It has like an on and off button, and I just can't tell. Maybe you guys have a better idea, or maybe you guys have heard something. I just think that this thing is really weird. I don't know. That's just me though. It's got all of these LED panel looking things in it though, so I'm assuming that this is a light. I could be 120% wrong though. All right, moving on, we have the chainsaw. Vroom, vroom. I really like this. And you can see a bunch of people are going to use the chainsaw here, and they're going to chop down this forest that's back there. Now, I want to take this area frame by frame. I want to make sure that I haven't missed anything in the trailer in this, because it doesn't seem that there's any creatures in this. And this is a really big area for there not to have any creatures at all. But I don't see any. Maybe it's just out of render distance from where this camera is sitting, or where the camera account is sitting. But I don't see any creatures at all. And that has me a little bit worried, because I would like the world to be full of creatures that you can go out and you'll constantly see them. Oh, save the project. But yeah, here we don't get that. We don't get that at all. So I am a little bit worried. I hope that we have a bunch of creatures around and really makes the world feel alive. But based off of this, I'm just not seeing a lot here. So let's go ahead and move forward a little bit more. Now we're getting into what looks like to be an energy pylon of some sort. I'm assuming that power is going to be given off by these things. And you can see people building a bunch of different machines. All of the machines, as you can tell, an input is labeled with green as you're building it, and the output is labeled in orange. A lot of these machines, I'm not able to tell what all of them are. Some of them look to be power plants. Some of them look to be constructors. This one looks like it's fuel injected. Also, notice that ladders are on the side of every single machine, so you can get on top of all of them. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's see if we can tell what any of the rest of these are. This guy is either, this silhouette back here is either where a plane, one of those plane vehicles can land, or maybe it's like a big tank. Not entirely sure. This one we've already seen and covered before. That is the assembler, I believe. This one might be the constructor now that I look at it again. Not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and let's move forward a little bit more. This one seems to be a smelter, as well as this one over here. These are all energy pylons, as you can tell by the energy symbol there. There's a lot going on in this particular scene, so if I missed something, I do apologize. This looks to be... What is this? Maybe a splitter? But I don't see any... conveyor belts coming in, so maybe we have to hand put the item, or maybe we can hand put items into here and then have them split and off to both directions. That's what I'm going to assume there. It looks like maybe a disc here, so maybe like a table for you to set stuff on, and then it goes into the splitter to be split off in both directions. Huh. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this particular scene that you can step through. Looks like some type of radio tower, or maybe an oil tower is going up there. This is definitely a radio tower. No question about that. That thing's really tall. Okay, looks like they're just spamming... looks like they're just spamming machines down just to try and get a bunch of stuff in the trailer. Because not all of this is hooked up. Again, you can see the ins and outs. Also looks like you can see power indicators on some of these guys as well. So there's definitely going to be a power system that you're going to need in order to power all of your machines. Oh wow, there are so many machines in this game. And we don't know what all of them are. I mean, I can sit here and speculate all day, but without them actually telling us, we would just be doing guesswork. Looks like there are steel pipes coming into this as well as a box. So I'm assuming this is another one of the assemblers, like what's over here. Go ahead and keep stepping through. All right, we have people that are able to clap. I'm assuming that this is going to mean that there are emotes in the game. That's my assumption. Also, you can tell that some people are different sizes, so character customization may be a thing. I don't know if it's just going to be like sliders where you can pick your thickness, or if we're actually going to be able to design our characters from top to bottom. I would like a full character customization thing. That way I can have, you know, my own unique character whenever I'm playing with my friends, and we can tell each other apart. But that's not necessarily going to be the case. You can see that there is a power structure here as well. And this almost looks like a solar panel on the top up here. Or maybe it's just a radio tower. Not entirely sure. We have the plane here. I've covered this before in the vehicles video. This guy is going to be able to travel around and deliver different items. He's going to be able to move large amounts of cargo. Still, we don't know if we're going to be able to pilot this thing, but I'm assuming that this guy is going to be able to move great distances from outpost to outpost in order to deliver cargo to whatever area you need. This, once again, I don't know what this structure is. Maybe it's just a beacon of some sort, but it definitely looks like a solar panel. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's go ahead and step through a little bit more. There's so much in all of these trailers. It looks like they just spammed a bunch of stuff. We see more assemblers down here. Go ahead and skip forward a little bit more. We can see him cycling through the different machines that he can make. So he's got this machine up, and then he changes over to this machine. You can see the in and the out with the indicators there. You can also see that it's going to need some type of power. Oh, wow. He's actually showing off a bunch of different machines here. He is able to cycle through very quickly, it looks like, as well. Oh, wow. Some of these machines get really big. Oh, I can sit here and speculate on what all these things are, but to be honest with you, there's no way I would be able to tell. This almost looks like a piping system. Yeah, this is definitely a pipe going up. So what liquid would we be moving around? Maybe we'll have to move around water, or maybe oil. That would be cool if we have to like move around gasoline or something like that. That's definitely a pipe there, though. Okay, let's see what else we have. Just giving us a view of how you can build on multiple stories. So first off, we build up this structure, and then it looks like we're building on top of that structure. So probably more than likely, this is on top of every single one of the builds, or maybe we can put this on top of every single one of the builds. Okay. So we're just bringing in more structures. It's showing off kind of how the conveyor belts are working. It looks like, to me at least, what you have to do is just place one end of the conveyor belt, and then you don't have to like place each individual subsection of the conveyor belt. You can just kind of pick the start point and the end point, and it will fill in the rest. I really like that if that's a feature, because then you don't have to make a bunch of conveyor belts. All right, now we can see what looks to be iron ingots moving into some type of machine. Don't think those numbers have any significance. Going through the transition here, we can see one of the machines working. Looks like it's cutting the machine into bars. So this is probably our constructor, I believe is what this guy's called. Or maybe it was the assembler. I don't remember. Whichever one turns one piece into one piece, that's what this looks like it's going to be. Moving on. Yeah, those are the iron bars. Looks like we're moving in some type of that mud stuff that we found earlier that I thought was clay. Also more iron bars and some type of barrel. I would assume this is like a barrel of oil, but I'm not entirely sure. Looks like we're moving coal along here. And not entirely sure what this is. Maybe stone? Okay. Moving on. Walking along the conveyor belts. Looks like this is maybe a cable? No, because it's hollow in the middle. Maybe this is a pipe. It's kind of weird and dark black, though. Not entirely sure what this could be. Maybe it's an insulator. Some type of insulator tubing, and then you can run a conductor through by making an assembler. That could be cool. So make like copper bars, and then put the copper bars in the insulated wrapping, and then you have a full cable. That could be something. I'm not entirely sure. This down here, this blue stuff, let me see. This blue stuff down here, I can't tell what that is. It looks like paper almost, but I'm assuming that it's like a plasticky piece. All right, that's just the inside of a machine. Now we have our trucks, and it looks like some type of tower again. We've covered these trucks previously. Okay, let's cover this part. This looks like some type of depot station. Now, this looks like a machine or a mechanism that once you pull this truck up to here, this is going to automatically bring that hook out and go ahead and pull out the cargo out of this truck. Now, I don't know if it's going to pull the entire cargo, or maybe it has to go back and forth multiple times to pull out everything, but this is definitely some type of automated mechanism for grabbing out the inventory. So as you can see here, we're going to place down. You can see another picture of some type of work table, as well as you can see the hook here. Looks like there's a tank here. I'm wondering if this is like hydraulic liquid. That's kind of what I'm thinking it is, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, we see our buggy, we see our train, we see our Humvee looking vehicle again, this guy. And they're moving on. Okay, this looks like a much bigger setup for the same thing that we saw with the Humvee. Something that's going to be able to pull the inventory out of the train and also put inventory into the train. Just looks like a much bigger setup. The train appears to be on rails. Obviously, don't know how the rails are going to be placed, but you can see that inventory is being moved onto the train as you can see it's moving downward there. Train's moving on. Train appears to be relatively fast. Now, this area. This looks like an end game area, which makes me think that maybe, just maybe, we have a creative mode in this game. I just don't seem to think that the developers were like, hey, let's spend hours and hours and hours and hours grinding through our own game in order to make this. So I'm thinking there's probably a creative mode, or maybe they're just using a developer mode to make all of this. But you can see there's a lot going on here. You're going to see a train move through here. You can see that there is what looks like to be some type of, this might be the smelter again, moving through here. You can see a bunch of different vehicles moving around, a plane coming in here, some type of big mechanical structure in the middle. I would imagine this has something to do with end game. It almost looks like a laser beam, to be honest with you, like some type of structure for a laser. There's some chemical plants back here. There's what looks like to be kind of like rail carts almost in this area, or maybe that's just the conveyor belts. It's kind of hard to tell. Go ahead and move on, move inward a little bit. You can see that there is some type of automated door if you look in this area. Is that an automated door, or is that a machine spinning? Maybe a machine spinning. Yeah, that must be what that is. All right, but you can see a bunch of different vehicles moving items from area to area. All right, let's continue on. I'm trying to break this down frame by frame as much as I possibly can. I know, like I said, it's going to be a much longer video and a much more laid back video. Okay, but as you can see, we have, again, more towers. This looks like to be a smokestack tower of some sort. I would imagine that this is pulling out oil. Yeah, most definitely is. Those are barrels of oil, it looks like. Then we have the dune buggies, as we've already covered. This is called an explorer. And then we have the little cart guy that we don't know what its name is. Moving on, we can see that the cart is drivable. This cart appears to have some type of crafting table built into it. As you can tell, this is like a wrench. This is like, it looks like duct tape, a light, and then like a table. So maybe on some of your carts, you're going to be able to craft. So you can like take this out into the world and craft things. Moving on, you can see that these guys do get some hang time. And that's something that we discussed in the Discord, is that a lot of us are wanting to make stunt tracks to do with these explorers. So I think that would be really fun. Moving on. Once again, we get another snapshot of this area. We can see this thing spinning again. There's just a lot going on in this area. This guy, hold on. Let's see. Let's go back to this. This guy, I'm not sure what it is doing. It looks like it's like fuel injecting something. I think this is just part of a machine, and it's probably just an animation that they threw in here to like make the machines look cool. I don't think that that's doing anything important, though. Let's see. What is this? It looks like we're just showing more stuff being built. And here we're seeing more of those cables and also some more of that paper stuff being moved out. Maybe what we're doing here, since this looks like we're pumping out oil from what we've seen previously, maybe we're taking those oil products and making them into insulated products, because a lot of things in real life are made out of oil. A lot of your plastics and stuff like that are made from oil-based products. So that might be what's going on in this area. In this area, it looks like we have a bunch of different things on a conveyor belt with some sorters down here. So, yeah, it looks like you're going to be able to move a lot of stuff across a conveyor belt and then just have them sorted out by these things. All right, a different shot of the big plant area. We have Mr. Lizard Doggo, who is riding on a conveyor belt. That's another one of the creatures. Man, a lot of this stuff looks very, very late game. Okay, we have... I'm not entirely sure what this one's doing. It looks like it's just splitting whatever's coming in into two stacks and then splitting it again. It looks like those are buckets of screws and going into an assembler, maybe? All right, moving on. Oh, wait, no. These conveyor belts are moving a different way. They're moving this way. So it looks like we're bringing in the iron rods then, making the screws with the assemblers, and then they're moving out. Okay. This looks like to be a massive power plant. Looks like these are biogenerators, maybe. And that is providing power to all of these lines that we are using to power the rest of the plant. Go ahead and step forward a little bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if we have anything new that I haven't covered yet. Go back this way. So this looks like... okay, this is one of two things, I think. I think this is either us recording the track for a vehicle to run on, or it is just the conveyor belts being built. I can't really tell, but that is what I would imagine they are. Then we have some type of strange crystal glowing here. I would imagine this is some type of treasure, considering we're using a scanner in order to pick it up. Oh, hey! I just completely missed this scene when I watched the trailer. Wow, so much stuff that you miss whenever you slow things down. Okay, so we do have more creatures. We have what looks like to be cockroaches. These things are... This is most definitely a hostile enemy. Look at all of them swarming. Also, you can see that it is inside of a big cave here. So it looks like we're going to have some type of caves as well. Let's go ahead and step forward a little bit more. That thing is something else that I missed in the trailer. Looks like some type of boss that is shooting flaming Pikachus at you. I don't know what this is. But yeah, that's definitely some type of boss creature. And this looks like... It looks like butterfly creatures that it's like shooting out toward you. Some more manufacturing going on. Again, another look at the big laser-ish antenna that is going up to something up in the sky. Now, I don't think this is a sky base. I think this is a secret that they are keeping till end game. Don't know what this is. I think it has something to do with Fix-It. I think this is their end game product and something that we are trying to work toward. What that is, I do not know. But that's Satisfactory. That is the entire trailer covered from start to finish. And there's a lot going on there. I did learn a couple of new things that I didn't see previously. So, yeah, not bad. Let's go ahead and step back to the last scene. But yeah, guys, that is my full analysis of the Satisfactory trailer. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. Whew, I know it was a longer video today, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day.